My dad tried to pressure me into handing my house over to my golden child sister for her kids, so I showed proof, called the cops, and let 50,000 of her followers watch her get exposed. This isn't just a story about a house. It's about the moment I realized my own family was trying to steal my entire life. It was a hostile takeover, a betrayal so deep it left me breathless, realizing I wasn't just fighting for walls and a roof, but for the right to simply exist on my own terms. My headlights cut through the darkness as I pulled into my driveway. The clock on my dashboard blinked 11:42 p.m. 12 hours of emergency surgeries at the veterinary clinic had left my shoulders knotted and my mind fuzzy with exhaustion. All I wanted was a hot shower and my bed. But something wasn't right. Two vehicles that shouldn't be here crowded my driveway. Dad's Lincoln Continental, with its pristine wax job, and Sarah's white minivan, plastered with her Keen Wellness Ventures logo. Yellow light spilled from my kitchen window, silhouettes moving inside like actors in a shadow. Play. My stomach dropped. They have keys for emergencies only. I parked on the street, grabbed my clinic bag, and walked to my front door. The brass key slid into the lock but wouldn't turn. What the? I jiggled the key. Tried again. Nothing. They changed my locks on my house. Blood rushed to my face. I marched around back, finding the door unlocked, typical Sarah, never thinking about security. I pushed it open and stepped into my kitchen. Dad and Sarah sat at my table like they owned it. Real estate documents, moving contracts, and Sarah's open laptop covered the surface. Her perfect manicure tapped away at the keyboard, her Instagram page reflecting in her glasses. Dad's weathered hands gestured toward a stack of papers. "Do the right thing here, Savannah," he said, not even looking up. Sarah glanced at me, fluffed her hair, and turned back to her laptop. "Just finishing this quick live stream. My followers are so excited about our family news." "What family news?" My voice came out raspy from fatigue. Dad finally looked up, his insurance salesman's smile firmly in place. "Sarah needs this house more than you do. She has 3 children to think about." "The lighting in Dad's guest house is terrible for my content," Sarah added, her voice dropping into the practiced victim tone she'd perfected since childhood. "My followers expect better production value." I dropped my bag on the floor. "This is my house. We've already arranged movers for next weekend," Dad said, sliding a contract toward me. "Just sign here." The reality hit me like ice water. This wasn't a request. It was a hostile takeover. I stared at them, these people who shared my blood, as memories flooded back. 9 years of working double shifts, sleeping in my car between jobs to save on gas. 4 different roommates in a 1-bedroom apartment to save every dollar. The proud day I signed mortgage papers for this $343,000 fixer-upper in Chula Vista. Weekends spent ripping out peeling bathroom carpet, painting over neon green walls, installing new fixtures with YouTube tutorials playing on my phone. All while Sarah did what exactly? Mom would have stopped this. But Mom died 8 years ago, leaving me without my strongest advocate. Without a word, I walked to my home office. They watched, confused by my calm. I returned with a manila folder labeled Sarah's house in my careful handwriting. I spread the contents across the table. Photos of Sarah's previous home, a Spanish-style beauty in La Jolla. Bank statements. Property records. "Dad bought you a $712,000 house 3 years ago," I said, pointing to a deed. "Where is it now?" Sarah's eyes darted to Dad. He cleared his throat. "That was different," he muttered. "Different how?" "Because she sold it to fund her boyfriend's startup, or because she dumped the rest into that pyramid scheme?" I tapped another document. "Or maybe the 6-figure cosmetic surgery was a necessity." Sarah snapped her laptop shut. "You don't understand my business needs." "Your business?" I laughed, the sound hollow even to my ears. "Your Instagram account isn't a business. It's a hobby Dad finances." Dad's face hardened. "You don't have children to support, she does." The words hit their mark, but I stood straight. I've supported myself since I was 22, I said quietly. She's never supported herself. Sarah gathered her papers, shoving them into her designer bag. This conversation isn't over, Savannah. They left through the front door with keys that worked, and I slid the deadbolt behind them. My hands shook as I reinforced the back door with a chair, then collapsed onto my sofa. I pulled out my phone and texted my neighbor. Ellen, if you see anything strange tonight, please call me. Then I sat in the dark in my house that I earned and planned my next move. Because this wasn't just about a house. This was war. The next day, the fluorescent lights of the veterinary clinic's break room flickered as I unwrapped my turkey sandwich. My lunch break, 20 precious minutes of silence after a morning of emergency surgeries. I opened my laptop and typed Keen Wellness Ventures LLC into the search bar. Sarah's Instagram profile popped up first. Her perfect smile, her perfect children, her perfect life, all carefully filtered and arranged. I scrolled past promotional posts for vitamin supplements and life-changing skincare until I found what I was looking for. There it was. A photo of my house. My porch swing. My garden. The caption read, "Manifesting our dream home. Blessed family. New chapter. Abundance." The timestamp showed she posted this 3 weeks ago. Something cold and hard formed in my stomach. This wasn't a spontaneous idea. They'd been planning this. I dug deeper, accessing public records databases I'd bookmarked years ago when I first suspected Dad's financial favoritism. The screen filled with business registrations, property transfers, tax filings. Oh my God, I whispered, pushing my sandwich aside. Dad helped Sarah create 3 shell companies to avoid gift taxes on her La Jolla house. The paper trail was clear. $712,000 transferred through dummy corporations, then directly into Sarah's name. No mortgage, no payments, just a gift, wrapped in paperwork. I pulled up her bank statements, the ones I found in Dad's office last year. When I was looking for Mom's old photo albums, the numbers told a sickening story. $29,000 to Brett Holloway, Sarah's ex-boyfriend who claimed to be starting a tech company. $180,000 into Divine Wellness, a multi-level marketing scheme that collapsed 8 months later. $215,000 in a single year on luxury purchases and cosmetic procedures. The turkey sandwich sat untouched as I screenshot everything, organizing files into folders with methodical precision. My hands didn't shake, not anymore. My phone buzzed with a text from cousin Margaret. Savannah, we need to talk about your responsibilities to the family. Call me. I silenced my phone without responding and continued my research. Screenshots showed Sarah contacting moving companies using my address. Dad's credit card. Statements showed deposits for movers and a locksmith scheduled for Friday, 2 days from now. At my chest. I can't breathe. Can't think. My hands grip the steering wheel as I gulp air. 5 minutes. I give myself 5 minutes to fall apart. Then I drive home, march straight to my home office, and begin transforming it. Evidence boards replace framed photos. Legal documents replace novels on the bookshelf. Mom's journal, found hidden in an old recipe box last night, sits open to her. Final entries. Savannah deserves her own path to happiness. I trace Mom's handwriting with my finger, then turn to my laptop. Time to fight back. My gloved hands remain steady as I place the final pin in the pit bull's shattered femur. 4 hours into the surgery, and the operating room smelled of antiseptic and determination. The dog was hit by a car this morning. Another emergency that arrived just as I was setting up the break room. For Dr. Reynolds' birthday. Beautiful work, Savannah, Dr. Reynolds says, his voice muffled behind his surgical mask. That's going to heal perfectly. I nod, not breaking concentration. This is what I do. Fix broken things with precision and care. The stark difference between my work life and home. Life isn't lost on me. Here, I'm respected. Here, my skill matters. My phone vibrates in my pocket. For the 3rd time in 10 minutes. I ignore it. Let's close him up, I say to the surgical assistant. The steady beep of the heart monitor provides a comforting rhythm as we finish. Only when the last suture is placed and the pit bull is stable in recovery do I strip off my gloves and check my phone. 3 missed calls from Ellen. A security alert reading, motion detected, front door. My stomach knots as I open Ellen's urgent text. They're here. Moving truck, locksmith van, the whole family. The break room falls away. I see only those words on my screen, pulsing with threat. Savannah. Dr. Reynolds appears beside me, concern etching lines around his eyes. Everything. Okay. I swallow hard. Family emergency, but the surgery went perfectly. He squeezes my shoulder. Take whatever time you need. We got your back here. The drive home feels surreal. Every traffic light turns green as if the universe knows it's my turn for something to go right. I park a block away and approach on foot, my heart pounding against my ribs. The scene unfolds like a nightmare in broad daylight. A moving truck idled in my driveway. 2 men in uniforms carried my grandmother's writing desk down the front walk. A locksmith knelt at my door, tools spread around him like fallen soldiers, but the lock was changed again, so he struggled and needed more time to open it. Sarah stood on my front lawn, phone held high on a selfie stick. Her voice carrying across the yard. Moving day miracle, manifesting new beginnings for the kids. Her white sundress catches the sunlight as she pivots to capture the perfect angle. 50,000 of you are joining us to live for this blessed day. Dad directed the movers with authoritative gestures, clipboard in hand. The bedroom furniture goes in last, he instructs, voice clipped with efficiency, and be careful with those boxes marked fragile. Luna, Mason, and Chloe ran through my garden, trampling the black-eyed Susans I planted last spring. Their small hands tore up flowers to make moving day bouquets. 8 years of careful gardening destroyed in minutes. Aunt Margaret stood on the porch, arms crossed, nodding in approval as if this invasion was the natural order of things. Something shifts inside me, not anger, something colder, more calculated. I straighten my spine and walk forward, moving from shadow into sunlight. This is my home, I announce, my voice carrying the same authority I used during pet emergencies. You are trespassing. I need everyone to stop what they're doing immediately. Sarah's jaw dropped mid-sentence, her live stream still broadcasting. The movers froze, my grandmother's desk suspended between them. Savannah. Dad recovered first, his insurance salesman. Smiles sliding into place. We thought you were at work until 6. I received security alerts that someone was breaking into my home. I step closer, pulling my identification, deed, mortgage statements, and property tax records from my bag. I have all the documentation proving ownership. Right here. The locksmith glanced between me and Dad, confusion evident. Sir, you told me this was your property and you'd lost your keys. He lied. I hand the locksmith my driver's license and deed. This is my house. I never authorized any lock changes. In fact, I changed the locks and installed the cameras again. Sarah frantically rummaged through a designer tote bag, producing printed PowerPoint slides with clip art house images. We have documentation too. Look, our family home transition plan. The movers set down my desk looking uncomfortable. One checked his phone, scanning the work order. Ma'am, the contract says Franklin Keene authorized this move. Franklin Keene doesn't own this house, I replied. I do. A police cruiser pulled up to the curb. Officer Martinez stepped out, hand resting casually on his belt. Ellen appeared from her house across the street, my dog Rusty on a leash beside her, a thermos clutched in her other hand. She said she called the police after the mess my family made. Everything okay, Savannah? Officer Martinez asks, though his expression says he knows it isn't. These people are attempting to illegally enter and remove property from my home, I explain, handing him my documentation. I'd like them removed. Sarah swung her camera toward Officer Martinez, her influencer voice dripping with false warmth. We're just having a family discussion. Officer. My sister is confused about Sarah Keene. Officer Martinez interrupts, squinting at her. I thought you looked familiar. Sarah's smile faltered. Do we know each other? You have an outstanding warrant for shoplifting at Northridge Mall 3 months ago. Makeup and electronics. Worth over $500. Sarah's phone dipped, but not before capturing her expression of pure shock. Comments flooded her live stream. This is illegal. Call the police. That poor woman. Dad's phone rang. He stepped away, face darkening as he listened. I caught fragments, clients, calling, and LLC fraud allegations. The locksmith gathered his tools. I'm out. I don't get paid. Enough for family drama. He nodded respectfully to me. Sorry about the misunderstanding, ma'am. Aunt Margaret approached, her earlier certainty crumbling. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I didn't understand what was really happening. Franklin said you were having issues and needed family intervention. Sarah's live stream continued as Officer Martinez recited her rights. Her perfect makeup ran as tears tracked down her cheeks. 50,000 viewers watched her handcuffed and placed in the cruiser. What about my children? She wailed, looking around wildly. Their father's been notified, Officer Martinez says. He's on his way. The movers apologized profusely, returning my grandmother's desk to the house. Ellen handed me the thermos of coffee and Rusty's leash. My dog pressed against my leg, a warm reminder of what loyalty actually means. After everyone leaves, I stood in my kitchen, trembling with delayed shock. A leather-bound planner lay abandoned on the counter, Sarah's meticulous handwriting filling its pages. I flipped through it, stomach churning at. The break room door swung open. Dr. Reynolds, silver-haired and sharp-eyed, paused in the doorway. Everything okay, Savannah? You look like you're plotting a murder. I closed the laptop. Just family drama. He leaned against the doorframe. The kind that affects your work schedule? Possibly. My sister and father are trying to take my house. Dr. Reynolds blinked, then nodded. Once. Let me know what you need. We can adjust your hours. Thank you. After he left, I text Ellen, my retired neighbor who watches the neighborhood with eagle eyes from behind lace curtains. Can you keep an eye on my place? My family might try something while I'm at work. Her response came immediately. Already on it, honey. Saw that sister of yours taking pictures of your backyard. Yesterday again. Got my binoculars ready. Relief washed through me. Ellen. Dr. Reynolds. Officer. Martinez from the K-9 unit who brings his German Shepherd in for regular checkups and gave me his direct number last month. People who respected what I'd earned, not what I'd been given. During afternoon appointments, my phone rings. Sarah's number. I send it to voicemail and focus on administering vaccines to Mrs. Peterson's tabby cat. The voicemail notification blinks. I wait until the cat is safely back in its carrier before listening. Aunt Savannah. Mason's 8-year-old voice pipes through the speaker. Mom says we're moving to your house. Can I have the room with the big window? Luna wants it too, but I called it first. In the background, Sarah's voice coached. Ask about the backyard, sweetie. I deleted the message and slid the phone into my pocket. That evening, after I came home, the security company had already changed the locks again and installed security cameras around my property as I called and begged them to do so in the morning. The small black devices blend with ease. Inside, I spread my documents across the dining room table. Mortgage papers, deeds, tax records, utility bills, everything in my name. Everything paid for. With my money. The next morning, I stood outside Dad's insurance office 20 minutes before it opened. His silver Lincoln pulled into his reserved parking space at exactly 7:40 a.m. He's nothing if not punctual. His face falls when he spots me. Savannah, I'm preparing for a client meeting. This won't take long. Inside his wood-paneled office, 3 of his colleagues glance our way as we pass. Good. Witnesses. Dad closes his office door, but not before his assistant Marjorie gives me a curious look. Why are You helping Sarah take my house? I keep my voice steady. Dad straightens papers on his desk. She has 3 children, Savannah. They need stability. So do I. You've always been fine on your own. The words hung between us, revealing everything. My independence, my strength, had been used against me my entire adult life. I'm your daughter too, Dad. My voice cracked slightly. I was never fine. I was just strong. His eyes flicker with something recognition, maybe even guilt before hardening again. Sarah needs help. You don't. A memory surfaces. Mom in her hospital bed, thin fingers gripping mine. Sarah won't change until she faces real consequences, honey. I stand. This conversation is over, and so is your access to my home. That afternoon, a bouquet of lilies arrived. At the clinic. The card read, "Enjoy your last week in our house. Love, your grateful sister." My phone rings. Dad's lawyer requesting voluntary family mediation. In my car after work, panic clause. What I found. Plan for resistance. Blame mental instability. Keep master bedroom set up. This wasn't a spontaneous decision. This was methodical, premeditated. That night, a locksmith, a different one, changed every lock in my house for the 3rd time. The new keys felt heavy in my palms, symbols of something I never wanted, a family at war. As I slid the deadbolt into place, I knew this battle wasn't over. But for the first time, I understood that I wasn't fighting just for walls and a roof. I was fighting for the right to exist on my own terms. The next day, Detective Rivera thumbed through my evidence binder, his weathered face impassive, his office smelling of coffee and old paper, the blinds casting prison bar shadows across his desk. Your sister has quite the resume, he says, placing a photo on the desk. Recognize this boutique? I lean forward. Shoreline Fashions, she promoted their summer collection last year. And this cafe? This gym? This wellness spa? He fanned out more photos like playing cards. My stomach tightens. All places she's done partnerships with. 37 local businesses have filed complaints. False advertising, promised promotions never delivered, payments for services never rendered. He tapped Sarah's live stream on his computer screen. But this, breaking into your house on camera? That's what we call a gift. The video plays. Sarah directing movers toward my bedroom furniture. Her voice honey-sweet for her audience. Then my entrance. The exact moment reality crashed into her fabricated world. Your documentation is exceptional, Rivera says, flipping through 5 years of screenshots, financial records, and witness statements. Most victims don't prepare like this. Victims, the word stings. I learned from my mother. I pulled out her journal, its leather cover, worn smooth from my hands. She documented everything too. Rivera reads the page I've marked. Franklin enables Sarah's worst impulses while punishing Savannah's independence. I fear what will happen when I'm gone. Smart woman, he says quietly. My phone buzzes. Dr. Reynolds calling. I need to take this. Savannah, your father just called. Dr. Reynolds sounds furious. He said, "You're having a mental breakdown, that we should be concerned about patient safety." Cold rage floods my chest. What did you tell him? That in 15 years of veterinary medicine, I've never worked with anyone more stable or competent. Then I informed him you've been promoted to senior technician, effective immediately. Tears spring to my eyes. Thank you. Don't thank me for the truth. Take all the time you need. As I hang up, Rivera's computer pings with an alert. He swivels the screen toward me. Breaking news. Local influencer arrested during illegal home invasion. Live stream. The article included screenshots from Sarah's own broadcast. Her followers' comments. Scrolled alongside. Outrage, betrayal, revelations about her business practices. She promised my bakery 10,000 new customers. We paid her $3,500 and got nothing. She tried the same moving-in scam with my cousin's condo. I reported her fake partnerships to Instagram months ago. Rivera closes the laptop. Your father's insurance clients are requesting policy reviews. Several have mentioned potential fraud concerns. My phone lights up with messages. Ellen, 5 news vans outside. Don't worry, neighbors formed a blockade. No one gets through without your okay. Dr. Reynolds, Channel 8. Asking for comment. Told them you're the most ethical person at our clinic. Officer Martinez. Investigation details confirmed to press. Sarah facing multiple charges. Cousin Jason, handling all legal communication. Focus on yourself. We've got this. Each message lands like a stone in a still pond, ripples of support expanding outward. For the first time since this began, I breathe deeply. Rivera hands me back my mother's journal. The DA wants to talk about a plea deal for your sister. Multiple counts of fraud, trespassing, attempted theft. Your father might face accessory charges. Good. Rivera studies me. Family cases are messy. People often back out when reality hits. They tried to steal my home. They changed my locks. They painted me as unstable to anyone who would listen. My voice doesn't waver. I won't back down. My phone pings with another alert. A social media post from Aunt Margaret. I publicly apologized to my niece Savannah for supporting what I now understand was a calculated attempt to steal her property. Family should protect, not prey upon one another. Below her post, comments from other relatives share similar stories of Sarah's manipulations. The office door opens. Rivera's assistant hands him a folder. Sarah's pleading guilty to avoid trial. Full restitution to the businesses she defrauded. He scans the document. Your father's settling all financial disputes and taking early retirement. The restraining order is approved. They can't come within 500 feet of your property. Is it over? Legally, yes. Rivera hands me a business card. But family wounds run deep. This woman helped me when my sister tried something similar. I read the card. Family Property Theft Support Network. Maybe others could benefit from your experience, he suggests. That night, I sat at my kitchen table, the same table where Sarah and Dad plotted against me. I opened my mother's journal to the last page she wrote before cancer took her. In careful handwriting, 5 words, some children must save themselves. I placed the journal in a simple frame, hanging it where I can see it every morning. My phone buzzes with a text from Dr. Reynolds. Clinic received $5,000 in donations today from people impressed by your story. They've specified it for emergency care for patients who can't afford treatment. In my house, I stand alone, but not lonely, surrounded by walls I painted, floors I restored, and a future entirely my own. 2 weeks later, the county jail's visiting room smelled like industrial cleaner and desperation. Sarah sat across from me, an orange jumpsuit washing out her carefully maintained complexion. Her perfect manicure was chipped. Her eyes, puffy from strategic crying, searched my face for weakness. Savannah, please. The bail is only $15,000. I can't stay here. Her voice broke on cue. The food is making me sick. My followers are worried. I stared at my sister, letting silence stretch between us. 5 years of documentation sat in labeled folders at home. 5 years of screenshots, recordings, and financial trails, all leading to this moment. No. Sarah blinked, mascara smudging beneath her lashes. What? I said no. The guard shifted behind us. Sarah leaned forward, abandoning the tearful act. These are serious charges, Savannah. Fraud, theft, identity, misrepresentation. Do you understand what this will do to my children? Your children are with their father, where they're safe and stable for the first time in years. I tapped my fingers on the metal table. Your choices put them there, not mine. Dad says. Franklin offered me $50,000. Yesterday to drop everything. I cut her off. Cash in a manila envelope, said we should move forward as a family. Her eyes widened slightly. She didn't know. Your children called last night. I continued, reading from scripts. Mason stumbled over reconciliation. Luna asked if she was saying it right while still on the line. Sarah's face hardens. You think you're so smart. Smart enough to know you've coordinated a harassment campaign. Your followers are calling my workplace, sending messages. Some showed up at my house with signs. My pulse quickens as anger rises hot in my chest. The room feels smaller, the fluorescent lights harsh. You want to know something interesting, Sarah? I lean forward. I started documenting everything 5 years ago. Every conversation, every loan, every promise, every threat. She rolls her eyes. So what? Family disagreements aren't crimes. Fraud is. Identity theft is. Filing false police reports is. I count on my fingers. Lying to banks about property ownership is. Violating restraining orders is. The color drains from her face. Franklin's threatening to challenge Mom's will, I say. He thinks I don't know he already tried in 2019 and the judge dismissed it. He thinks I don't have Mom's actual medical records proving she was completely competent. Sarah's composure cracks. You're bluffing. Someone filed anonymous complaints about my veterinary license. I smile without warmth. Officer Martinez traced the IP address. Guess where it led? A muscle jumps in her jaw. Your legal team claims this was just a family dispute taken too far. I rest my chin on my hand. But the prosecution has your live stream. The one where you said, and I quote, "We're taking the house today." No matter what she says. Sarah glances toward the guard, lowering her voice. I have children. You keep saying that, like it excuses everything. I sit back. Your children deserve better than a mother who teaches them that stealing is manifesting, that fraud is entrepreneurship, and that family means whoever you can exploit. You've always been jealous. I've been documenting, I corrected her, for 5 years. Every conversation, every message, every social media post where you hinted at taking my house. I tracked the dummy companies Franklin created to hide his gifts to you. I recorded when you told your followers my house was your investment property. The fluorescent lights buzz above us. Sarah's expression shifts from anger to calculation. Dr. Reynolds testified yesterday about your calls to my workplace. I flip open a small notebook. Officer Martinez confirmed he's been advising me for months about securing my property. Ellen turned over her neighbors' watch logs documenting your suspicious visits. Sarah's knuckles whiten as she grips the edge of the table. You thought I was naive. I closed the notebook. You thought I was alone. You never realized every time I seemed to forgive you, I was actually building a case. The guard checks his watch. 2 minutes. Sarah's voice turns venomous. They'll never believe you over Dad. He's respected in this community. Was respected, I correct. His insurance license is under review. 3 clients have filed complaints about the LLC fraud. His business partners locked him out of the office yesterday. Her eyes widened in genuine shock. Your mugshot is trending, I add. Your sponsors dropped you. Boutiques across the county have your photo posted with "Do not allow entry" signs. Your live stream viewers watched you get arrested for trying to steal my house. Sarah lunges across the table. The guard steps forward, but I don't flinch. You ruined everything, she hisses. No, Sarah, you did that yourself. I just made sure there were consequences. The guard taps her shoulder. Time's up. I stand, collecting my purse. The children are thriving with their father. Luna made an honor roll. Mason joined soccer. Chloe's seeing a child therapist who's helping her understand what happened. This isn't over. Sarah spits as the guard leads her toward the door. It is for me. I walk out without looking back. 2 weeks later, an envelope arrives from Arizona. No return address, but the handwriting is unmistakable. Inside, a single-page Savannah. I need help with rent. Just until I get back on my feet. $3,000 would cover the first month. We're family, please remember that. Sarah. I took a red marker from my desk, wrote "NO" across the entire page, and slid it back into the envelope. Franklin calls that evening. Savannah, we need to talk about moving forward. The restraining order was extended yesterday, I told him. Any further contact will result in arrest. I hang up before he can respond. That night, I framed my house deed and hung it above my fireplace. Not as decoration, but as a reminder. My phone buzzes with an email from a women's advocacy group, then another from a legal foundation, a third from a documentary producer. My story had spread. Women across the country were reaching out, sharing similar experiences with family members trying to take their homes, their savings, their independence. Ellen brings coffee to the porch the next morning. You've become quite the celebrity, she says, settling into the chair beside me. I watch the sunrise paint my garden gold. I never wanted any of this. Sometimes our purpose finds us. She sips her coffee. The question is, what will you do? Now, I think about all the women who'd contacted me, the patterns of family betrayal, the theft, disguised as love, the manipulation wrapped in obligation. I don't know, I admit. Part of me wants to disappear into privacy. The other part wants to fight for others the way you fought for yourself, Ellen finishes. The weight of decisions settles on my shoulders. Stay private or become an advocate, heal in silence or use my voice. My house stands solid behind me, mine in both law and spirit. Whatever I choose, I'll choose from strength. Morning light streams through my kitchen windows, painting warm squares across the marble countertop. 6 months since that night, and the memory still visits, but now it's just that a memory. I trace my finger along the edge of my coffee mug, listening to the quiet hum of my home. My home. The security system chirps softly with its morning diagnostic, a sound that once represented fear, but now speaks of peace. All clear, Miss Keene, announces the automated voice. Thank you, Clara, I replied to my security system, named after my mother. Some might find it odd talking to technology, but after spending most nights alone during those first few weeks, programming a voice that reminded me of safety seemed perfectly reasonable. I walked to the window overlooking my garden. The roses Mom planted years ago frame a newer addition. A young oak sapling, its tender branches reaching skyward in the spot where Sarah's children once ran with those manipulative welcome signs. Spring sunlight dapples its leaves, promising decades of growth. Some trees need a century to reach their full potential. Some lives do too. The doormat by my front entrance reads, protected by love and law, a housewarming gift from Officer Martinez and his wife after everything settled. My promotion to head veterinary technician came with a plaque that now hangs in my home office, the very space where I once kept that Sarah's house folder. My phone buzzes with a calendar reminder, therapy, 4 p.m. Dr. Winters has helped me understand that family trauma doesn't disappear, it transforms, like my house. Where Dad and Sarah once spread their invasion papers now stands a collection of potted herbs. The dining room Sarah coveted hosts weekly. Dinners with Ellen, the Martinez family, and Dr. Reynolds. The doorbell rings precisely at 9. Ellen arriving for our Saturday coffee tradition. Morning. Warrior, she calls out, stepping inside with fresh blueberry muffins. At 72, Ellen moves with the confidence of someone who's fought her own battles and recognizes fellow veterans. How's the tree? She asks, settling at my kitchen table. Growing, I answer, pouring her coffee exactly how she likes it, 2-tone sugar, splash of cream, just like me. Got another letter from Phoenix, Ellen says, raising an eyebrow. I nod. Sarah's working retail now, court-mandated therapy twice weekly. Are you going to answer this one? I consider the question, remembering the stack of unopened envelopes in my desk drawer. Not yet, maybe someday. Ellen squeezes my hand. Healing doesn't require reconciliation, honey. My therapist says the same thing, I laugh. A notification pings my phone, a donation alert from the First Home Fund I created anonymously, supporting single women buying their first properties. Another woman has received closing cost assistance. The notification includes only her first name and city, but it's enough. Madison from Escondido will sleep tonight in a home that's truly hers. Later at the clinic, a new family arrives with their anxious beagle. As I kneel to calm the trembling dog, the mother says, "You're Savannah Keene, aren't you? The one with the famous house." The question would have terrified me 6 months ago. Now I smile. Yes, that's me. My sister went through something similar with her ex-husband. She continues. Your story helped her fight for her property rights. I notice her children watching me with curious eyes, so different from how Sarah's kids looked that day, these faces free from manipulation, simply interested in the woman who helps animals. Every home should feel safe, I tell them, as the beagle relaxes under my touch. That evening, I tend my garden as sunset painted the sky in fierce oranges and purples. I water the oak sapling, then sit beside it with Mom's journal open on my lap. The entry I've read 100 times still brings tears. Savannah will build her own legacy. I glance up and catch my reflection. In the kitchen window, the me of now superimposed over memories of that terrible night. But the woman, looking back, isn't frightened anymore. She's whole. The framed deed hangs on my living room wall, where family photos once were, a reminder not of what I almost lost, but of what I fought to keep. Some people inherit a legacy, I whisper to the growing oak, others build it. The security system chirps its evening diagnostic as darkness falls. My home stands secure, beautiful, and completely mine.